you stay true to who you are. Too many times you see teams feel like they have a big moment and they just seize up because, they're trying to change what they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes back to bite them in the ass. Just, use what got you to where you are, make adjustments. If what you have been doing all year isn't working, well, then you have 30 minutes to
figure it out. But,
yeah.
don't get away from, don't try and outsmart yourself. That's the best way I could really put it, is just play your game, take what's given, and that's going to be it. Don't get too far. Don't be too cute, but, exploit where they're trying to stop you, but establish yourself as, put your will into it and do what you've been doing all year, because you didn't get to 10-2 by making drastic changes.
No, that's exactly right. No team should be doing that. What are those jerseys?
They're black with pink for breast cancer awareness or something. I don't know.
What is it? Do you know what team that is?
Penn State.
Why is Penn State wearing black and pink?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
It doesn't make sense.
Listen, I'm watching it as confused as you are.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, not only am I a Penn State football fan, I'm also a Penn State basketball fan, and they're hanging pretty tight with number 13 Virginia Tech right now, down 37-35, 9/10 of a second to go in the half. So, let's move on from Northern Illinois and Buffalo, unless, Dan Beebe, do you have anything to add that we haven't said yet?
Just the fact I think Buffalo's going to win.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler. All right. So the next game that ESPN app has for us is the Pac-12 Championship, which is at 8 p.m. on Thursday on Fox. Fox is my absolute least favorite channel to watch college football on.
It's such garbage, isn't it?
It is, because I'm afraid that I'm going to have to listen to Petros Papadakis for 3.5 hours of my day.
What a fucking name.
Oh, God.
You could mute it.
I can't mute it, though. I hate that.
I'm just saying, it's an option.
Maybe if I had you and Dan O'Shea here broadcasting it for me the way we did the football games.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Yeah.
At some point.
That could be the first Periscope.
And that'll be the night we do the taco night.
Listen, tacos, I'm there. When?
I don't know. Gotta ask Dan O'Shea.
Now I gotta go get some tacos.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wah, wah.
I'm not sorry. Enjoy tacos.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's alright. Actually, I got food at home.
I don't know what time El Charro closes, but they're like right down the road.
Yeah, I know. I really should just come early and get that. We're getting sidetracked again. Now we're on tacos.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? The Pac-12?
We are tacoing about the Pac-12. Sorry, that was bad.
That wasn't your best work.
Unfortunately, I think it might have been.
It's high up there, but it wasn't your best.
We got a battle of 9-3 teams in the Pac-12. Washington, number 11. Utah, number 17. Washington is the 5-point favorite.
Yeah, all right. So, I don't know how much I'm really going to get into this game and trying to break it down. Just because Utah has been extremely good on defense, and I have been overwhelmingly disappointed in the play of Washington.
I expected more from Jake Browning. I
expected more from the Washington offense. And that being said, that's what is going to drive my feelings in this game, is an offense that I thought would be better hasn't been, and they're going up against a defense that doesn't get enough credit for how damn good they are.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Myles Gaskin is the best running back in the Pac-12?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't watched a ton of Pac-12 games.
Well, Myles Gaskin, we all agree, is...
he's got to be in the consideration for the Pac-12 running back.
He's so good.
He's a really good running back, yes. I give you that.
212 carries, 1,076 yards, 10 touchdowns. Good numbers.
That's an impressive stat line. He's also getting fed the ball a lot with 200 plus carries.
Let's go across the aisle. Zach Moss, running back for Utah, 179 carries, 1,092 yards, 11 touchdowns. Less touches, more yards, more touchdowns.
That's impressive. And again, I just think it's because of the team is fucking Utah that no one cares. Like, no one's thinking Utah is going to be good. Like, no one's paying attention. No one's... Unless you live in the state of Utah, there are very few... Or you're really into college football, there's very few people who are clamoring to watch Utah play a football game.
Oh, I have a hard time staying awake late, but I made sure that I was awake for that Utah-Stanford game. Remember, BB?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I made sure I was awake.
Yeah,
And Utah's defense did not disappoint.
No, and this, to me, that's where this game is going to be won and lost. And a defense that's extremely good, that can run the ball the way they can. I mean, you hear the numbers from Moss. That's clock control. And if you can get them off the field, you're taking away Washington's biggest ability to win, which Washington is they think they can put up more points on you. But they're running into a brick wall at this one. So,
like I said,
that's where this game is going to be decided, right there. Time control and getting the stops. And I don't think Washington can do it.
What I said at the beginning of the year is that I'm gonna mention another quarterback because I don't want to say had a vendetta because I didn't have a vendetta, but I made a list of all the quarterbacks that I think that are better than Will Grier, and Jake Browning was on that list. I'm disappointed.
He has not had the year that everyone thought he was going to have.
I mean, he's got 2,700 yards, but he's got 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's not lighting it up the way that I had thought he would, seeing as how he was fantastic just 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for him in that game against Alabama, they would have lost by like 74 points.
Yep. Yeah. You're 100% right. And it's majorly disappointing from them.
It is. They were one of my playoff teams.
It's overwhelmingly disappointing, almost the exact way that Utah has been overwhelmingly impressive, yet the stories and the amount that you hear from both sides has been almost polar opposite.
Exactly. So let's do the actual breakdown. We'll start with Utah, the underdog. Quarterback Tyler Huntley, 1,788 yards. Not stellar. No, I mean, it's not even very good. 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not having himself the greatest of years, but like I had said, Moss is just special.
Yeah, Moss is incredible. It's a great running back matchup in that game. I'll give you that.
I can't wait to see that. That's great. Now, the losses that Utah has, like I said, they're 9-3. Washington beat them 21-7.
Mm-hmm.
Washington State 28-24. And then Arizona State 38-20. That's a bad loss.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona State they're a team that's still trying to make some adjustments there, so that wasn't a great loss. That's actually
in that game Huntley only threw for 88 yards.
Really?
1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah, so it's not great for them, but they finished strong. They let's just go through all of them. They beat Weber State. Who cares about that game? They beat Northern Illinois, as we had said earlier. They dominated Stanford 40-21. Beat Arizona. Remember when we thought Khalil Tate was going to be a good quarterback?
Yeah, that didn't pan out, did it?
No, not even close. He's bad. He's a bad quarterback. No, he's battled injuries. He's on a team that's not very good, coached by Kevin Sumlin. I mean, come on. What do you expect? What can you even expect positive to come out of that team when you got those 3 factors? They beat USC 41-28, beat UCLA 41-10. As you said, they lost to Arizona State. Then they beat Utah by a touchdown, beat Colorado by 23, beat BYU by 8, and now here we are, finding ourselves at the Pac-12 championship.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Utah, the underdog. Washington, let's check them out. The 5-point favorite. They started off the season in disappointing fashion. 21-16 loss to Auburn. What a bad loss that looks like now. Auburn looks terrible.
Yeah, but Auburn's also notorious for this. They're notorious for starting off and then all of a sudden spiraling out of control. This isn't the first time we've seen this. This story has happened many years running that I've seen. Auburn starts off with a lot of promise and then all of a sudden, like, the wheels fall off.
I mean, not last year they didn't, but in previous years, yeah. Last year they beat Georgia, they beat Alabama.
Yeah, no. Last year the wheels didn't fall off.
That's an anomaly.
Right, but typically they start off pretty solid and then the wheels fall off when they have to get into conference play and actually face solid teams. Now,
well, yeah, when you're
Utah doesn't lose by that much, and Utah is wouldn't really be thought of in the realm coming off of the off season and going up against Auburn as being the favorite there, but they didn't get embarrassed.
I mean, the only embarrassing loss of that 38-20.
Yeah.
To Arizona State. But I mean, to go off of the we're talking about Washington now. Why did I bring up the Utah loss to Arizona State?
That doesn't apply.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, they didn't get blown out by them, but it doesn't look good, especially with an offense that was supposed to be a lot better.
Exactly. Oregon beats them in overtime.
Yep, again, an Oregon team that still they look like they've got some talent on there, but again, Oregon's not a fully well-oiled machine right now.
But all that talent's going because presumably Justin Herbert's going to be drafted.
Yep, that's true.
And then a bad loss to Cal, only 2 points, but California.
But Cal's not very good. Again, the losses that Utah took versus the losses that Washington took, Utah's don't look as bad. Yeah, Arizona State looks bad, but that's one off where one team can just come up with a great game plan and it works. But
we've only got Herm Edwards.
Yeah, and you don't know. He coached in the NFL for a reason.
You play to win the game.
And that's what he's going to do. And because we know that. He said it before. But that being said, those losses don't look as bad to me as the Washington losses. Those are bad losses. Cal's not very good. Oregon's got some great players, but they're not a well-oiled machine. And Auburn, okay, maybe it was early in the year, but that being said, they're not looking like the big marquee matchup on the schedule when the season first started.
All right, Arizona State finished the season. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins. Let's see what they've got going on for them, which I'm assuming is not much.
I mean, that's a 7-win Arizona State team who wasn't expected to be anything.
Exactly.
So, obviously, Herm Edwards is doing something right there.
I mean, he's got to have time to get his guys.
True, but I mean, given what he's using now, he's still...
Cal is 7-4 as well.
Okay. I just feel like Cal hasn't been that impressive. Although, Cal should be better than the same Arizona State team.
Cal beat North Carolina. Cal beat BYU. They beat Idaho State. Big wins.
Yeah, I mean, BYU is the biggest one I hear.
They lost to UCLA. UCLA is bad. They beat Oregon State. They had that upset over Washington.
Why are we breaking them down? Why are we breaking down other teams?
They beat USC.
Why are we doing this? They're
not. We're talking about the bad loss. Cal to Washington. See what their resume looks like. Because if their losses were like to Alabama and Georgia,
right? But I mean,
their wins were over like
we can
Montana.
Safely figure that out. I mean, Cal is based on the way Cal's played this season. They're not that good of a team. We just know that. So I mean, I don't care who they beat and who they lost to, It's not like they're going to matter later on. What, are they getting a bowl game that no one cares about?
Well, it depends. If they